It's February. The transfer window is shut. We now have a week to prepare for the next set of games. Plenty of wheeling and dealing was done, but there was a couple of plonkers involved at the highest level. And I'm not just talking about that striker. I'm joined, as always, by Matthew and, of course, by Craig.
Yeah.
And today, we have a nice little surprise for Matthew. It was his birthday the other day, so we want to say happy birthday.
That's for you, bro.
Got a nice little gift in there for him.
What have we got here today?
Let's see what we got.
Ooh. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Hello.
Got a Chelsea shirt. Got a nice little Chelsea.
Bros.
Nice little bit of merch there.
Nah, it's coming out. That's coming out.
I was gonna say big up the Chelsea, but that's probably going a bit too far.
You just did, mate. I could
But
take it.
well done to them.
I probably. Oh, look at it. Oh, it looks.
I got it extra large, innit? I think that's the size. Yeah, extra large still.
So you know what? Unlike Arsenal and Chelsea, here's a deal that's been done. A very good value deal. Great shirt, nice kit.
Deal. Thank you very
Good
much
for the fans. Really
Yes.
love it. So
Thank you, Eightseven. Thank you very much.
No problem,
Cheers,
bro.
man.
No
Cheers,
problem,
brother.
bro. No
Thanks very
problem.
much,
No problem.
man.
So like, as I was saying, there's been a lot of deals that's been going on this window. Of course, we had some really bad news today from our wonderful Chancellor, who decided to give us all a massive hike in our prices for gas because, it's easy to write off, the expenses. It's easy to write these things off, but you couldn't just give a little bit of money for the people to help them throughout this difficult time. So gas prices are going up. What a clown. But putting that to one side, window closed, a lot of deals have been done. We're going to start off at the Emirates, right? Why? Not going to lie. When we went into this window, we knew that Aubameyang was frozen out. We knew that Lacazette and Nketiah's contracts were coming to end of the season. We knew that there were players we need to get rid of. We also knew there was a pressing need to get goals, and we all wanted a striker. We are now here, February 3rd. There's no new striker. When you saw the window, Craig, as we were counting down from let's talk from Friday, after the last podcast on Friday. Mm-hmm. How did you feel before we went into the Monday of deadline day?
I thought that we were gonna buy somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I saw that we didn't buy anybody, I was shocked. What really upset me the worst was when we got rid of Aubameyang. The reason why it upset me, because if you're gonna sell Aubameyang, at least bring somebody else in to replace him. You don't just sell one of your top scorers who scored 91 goals in how many appearances? 100 and something appearances. And don't bring anybody else in. That's Ian Wright numbers. Without the 100, that's like a goal level, one in two, or one in three, or two, one in two. So I don't, and it was top scorer a couple of seasons ago as well with Mo Salah and Sadio Mane. So if you're gonna sell someone like Aubameyang, you bring him on, he'll score a goal. So if you don't bring him on, sell him, you have to replace him. And we didn't replace him. So I was very, very angry, very, very upset when I saw the news that he was gone. My friend messaged me in the evening and said, "Did you see that Oba's gone?" I'm like, "What?" I was so shocked I had to go to sleep. I didn't even...
But let's be honest. I think for me, I remember we had the discussion. I had a discussion with Marcus on one of our earlier episodes. Check that out if you got time, and you should. But we were talking about the whole situation, and he asked me, do I see a way back for Aubameyang? And my point then is that if he doesn't feature before AFCON, no chance. He didn't play.
Yeah.
So for me, I knew that it was over from that point in time. There was no coming back. Whatever happened between him and the manager, and there's a lot of different theories out there. I have a very interesting theory, and we're going to come to it in a second. But for the minute, it was decided that we weren't going to utilize him, and it was over. That's it.
Okay.
There was no way back. For you, Matthew, because you guys have had players cleared out in the past. You guys are very good at selling when the time is right. When you saw this whole situation unfolding, what did you think in terms of for Arsenal to have gone through another captain leaving in the way he left, and then just the way how that whole window closed out?
I didn't think, if I'm brutally honest, I know he got frozen out for a very long time. He hadn't played for the last few weeks or months or whatever. I just didn't think he'd go now. I especially didn't think he'd go for free, because this seems to be like a trap, not to dig you guys a bigger hole.
No, dig it.
This is a trend with you guys with your assets. It happened with Aubameyang. It happened with Özil. It happened with Ramsey.
Keep going.
3 big ones. It happened in Santi Cazorla. Didn't he leave on a free as well?
Yep.
Mkhitaryan, didn't he leave on a free as
That
well?
was a bad swap transfer. He was a loan out free. Yeah,
for a free.
yeah.
Sanchez, he didn't leave on a free, did he?
That was a swap with Mkhitaryan.
It was a swap. So you have this thing with your assets where you just let them go. Like, all right, they don't last forever, but at least let them go. Play hardball for people wanting these players. Whatever bad form Aubameyang had coming in, he's still a wanted player. Barcelona wanted him, and probably knows what's going to happen. We all know what's going to happen. He's going to smash. He really is going to smash. Clearly, I mean, I'd talked to my bro about this because he's another Arsenal fan as well. And clearly, they are backing this man. They are backing him in this decision, and they don't mind him doing it. So the only reason you do that is like they must have had something in place, even if it meant bringing in someone in for 6 months. Because let's be. You are still mathematically possible getting for top 4. And one thing you need to get to top 4 is goals. Aubameyang can get you goals, but sometimes doesn't work out and he moves on.
But I would say this on Aubameyang's point. He'd only scored 4 goals in, I think it's something like 40 appearances.
His return this year has been poor.
So he's not been on it from the back end of last season to this year. He's not been on it at all. And the thing with there was a lot of talk about the disciplinary issues. What that the lateness has been the main thing that we can kind of attribute to that, because that's the only one that's been publicized. Of course, we had the North London Derby situation. He came back late when he was given permission to go and see his mum, which is why he eventually got shipped to the captaincy. So we knew lateness was a factor. The thing with players is this: if you're performing really well, you will tolerate the BS.
Yeah.
Like Ronaldinho, when he was at Barcelona at the height of his powers, that brother would go clubbing some weekends. He might be a little bit drunk, a little bit tipsy at training, but it didn't matter if you put in an amazing performance at the weekend. And that's the thing. After a while, you can't tolerate the crap. That's why with Ozil and Wenger, it worked to a point because he was producing. You could have little breaks off here, games off there, back injury here, there, and everywhere. It comes to a point where when the performances stop matching, these allowances can't continue. No. And with Arteta, with Aubameyang, if he had scored 15 goals this season, he'd still be here. Because it's like, okay, he's late. So what? He's scoring. But you're late and you're not scoring. What's the point of you? You're a striker. What is the point of you? And we can talk about our other strikers when it gets to them in a bit. But that's the big thing. And that's the disappointing part with it. I do have a very interesting, cynical take, though. Because I tried to look at the timeline of events, right? Because he's always had a desire to play in Spain. So his mum's over there. He's got family over there, so it's quite convenient. The minute, and I looked and I thought, okay, Aubameyang got shipped to the captaincy in November.
Yeah.
And then, we shipped him out and whatever. Sergio Aguero. Barca got him free in the summer. Massive deal. Big signing. Deal. Made his debut. Then in October, went off injured. Heart problems. And then in November, they announced. I think in November he did the announcement that he's retiring. But it was in late October when they announced that he had the match. He came off to it might be a few months of him being out for a couple of months. And now I'm wondering, because I actually start to look back and say, were there any rumors linking Aubameyang to Barcelona? This is before he got shipped to the captaincy. This is before. And Sami Mokabel wrote an article saying that they might look to Aubameyang as a potential replacement for Aguero. Right? So that article drops.
Yeah.
Nothing in it. It's paper talk, could be anything. He goes out to Spain, loses the captaincy. He goes out to Spain, gets dropped from the squad, then the following week loses the captaincy. That happens after the article's written. Now, I'm not saying...
Conspiracy.
I'm not saying that Aubameyang deliberately construed the situation.
Like he sabotaged.
But I would not be surprised if a conversation was had by one of Barcelona's people and one of his team to say, listen, we would love to have him.
So basically tapping up there.
We would love you to come in.
Yeah.
Because they were looking at Ferran Torres anyway, and that deal was at the time was a bit like, we're not sure if it's going to work out. So it's Torres or Aubameyang. Yeah. Now they've got both. But there was something brewing there. And considering how he left Dortmund to come to Arsenal, he started misbehaving, started turning up late. He even missed a couple of really important team meetings, which is why he got dropped for one weekend's game. There's a pattern.
So basically, he's got a reputation on doing this. Then
he has, and what's really interesting in the whole thing, because again, we don't know the full reasons why Arsenal let him go. His statements today at the unveiling saying that it's Arteta is why I've left. He's had an issue with it's Arteta was the reason why he had a problem. What I find really interesting in his contract at Barcelona, they have a clause where if he misbehaves,
they get rid of him.
Contracts get cancelled.
That's good.
So the fact, but then the fact that's been put into that contract says a lot.
That means says something.
That
innit?
they must know there's more
history,
to it.
yeah.
The history. There's no smoke without fire. So I feel like maybe it's a situation where they said, look, we would love you to come in to replace Aguero since he's now out because obviously that they could have done that before that announcement was made.
But the thing is as well is that obviously his mum is closer to his mum now, isn't it? His mum lives in Spain, so it's easier for him.
It's
innit?
a win-win.
So if his mum is sick again, then he can just go bang bang. He's
And
there, innit?
also,
Same country.
how do I get out of Arsenal? How do I get out of Arsenal? Let me be a nuisance.
I'll be annoying.
How has everyone left recently?
Been a
Ozil,
nuisance.
A nuisance.
Yeah.
Guendouzi.
A nuisance.
The only one that wasn't a nuisance.
Mustafi.
Yeah.
The only one that,
nuisance on the pitch, but not in.
the only one that wasn't a nuisance was Callum Chambers. Callum Chambers is the only one that left with gracefully, innit? Maitland Niles had issues with the manager.
On Instagram.
And who else? Who else left that had attitude problems as well?
Those are the main.
Connection has never had any problems. Though. He just left.
He never had any problems, but he just wasn't. Performance-wise, he was.
Yeah.
Just
Wasn't good enough.
But he was the only one that him and Callum Chambers are the only two that left gracefully. In it, you feel they served their time in it. So yeah.
But I think ultimately with the Aubameyang situation, the fact that we're still paying £7 million for him to leave.
What?
Yes, we are still paying his wages. He's left the club. We are still paying some of his wages till the summer.
That is mad.
And then Barca take it on. So then, like for me, I look at it and feel like, have we got Delboy and Rodney at the helm at
Yes.
Arsenal?
It looks like it.
Yes.
It looks like
100%.
it. Yeah.
Because how hard is it to get money from? Like I think the last player we've actually. I mean, there's rumors that we sold Chambers for a fee. It's not really clear. Some are saying it's a free. Some are saying we got paid. Let's say we got paid negligible amount, like $1 million, whatever, 2 million, at best. The last player we got serious money for in a transfer is Emi Martinez.
What about Oxlade-Chamberlain? He got good money for him.
I'm talking about in recent years since Edu came in. The last sale we've made of proper money is Emi Martinez. Everyone else had contracts cancelled.
I'll be honest with you. I don't understand Edu, man. I don't understand it. What school did he go to for negotiations, man?
Do you know 1 + 1?
You might say 10.
That's the thing that bugs is like we all know all these clubs that have their assets. So you see, look at most recent one where Jack Grealish, he got sold for 100 mil.
Yeah.
We sold Hazard for 100 million euros.
Yeah.
We got money on that. Liverpool sold Coutinho. They sold who else? They sold. He was the big one. They can get like likes of Van Dijk and Alisson.
Coutinho, they sold Solanke, they've sold Brewster.
Yeah.
Both of them, I think, 120, 130 odd million.
They got money, but they got their money's worth.
Yeah.
Even if you go back as far as that's too far. I was gonna say Ronaldo to Real Madrid. That's far. That's a bit too far.
It's still money value.
It's still money. It's money. It's money in return. Like you should have got money. You know, when you look at it, you should have got for Aubameyang. You should have got your money's worth if he's that in demand from as far back as when Aguero is still playing at Barcelona. I think this is a case of you have all these assets. So the likes of okay, maybe now look, you're building towards the future, right? I'm not saying you're going to do it now because it's still so fresh and it's still so young. But look at the likes of, your Sakas.
Oh, no, new contract. Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, new contract.
Safeguard them. So if the day does come, and I'm not saying for Arsenal forever, put ironclad on them. Make them pay if you make something. And then put back into the squad.
To be honest with you, Matthew, I feel personally that you see like players like Saka. If you continue the way he's playing, he'll go for 100 plus million. We could negotiate that. We could negotiate that. Yeah.
But then the question is, because at the end of the day, when it comes down to what's changed a lot in football is that and Arsene Wenger said it himself a few years ago. You're gonna get to a point where players will run down contracts because it's easier to leave on the free and get a big signing on bonus than to do a situation where you are having to negotiate transfer fees. Good example being Kylian Mbappe. German Sports Newspaper Bild said that he signed a contract with Madrid, pre-contract.
Wow.
Apparently, he's going to be like a 50 million signing on bonus. Now, this has not been confirmed yet. This is just speculative rumors. But it just shows you that a player of that value, PSG turned down almost 200 million in the summer.
Yeah.
They don't need the money, but he was never going to stay. And actually, in fact, it's probably the right move for him to stay to see out the season, then learn from Messi,
and then go to Madrid afterwards.
Hopefully, if you're PSG, hopefully nick the Champions League. I think they're one of the weakest squads.
Definitely,
yeah.
Of all of them, but at the same time, in a knockout situation,
anything can happen.
You just need Mbappe, Neymar,
And
Messi and Di Maria, each of them to have a good leg.
And Verratti.
To have a good tie from the quarterfinals through to the final. Each of them has one game is their game. One tie is their tie.
But
so Messi can have one.
But you need Verratti to be solid in that midfield, though.
No, but what I'm saying is, from an attacking point of view, if one of them can be on like 10 out of 10 unplayable form in the tie over 2 legs, that will be enough to take you there.
Who have we got the next leg? Who have we got next?
I
feel like they've got.
We got Lille.
I think
PSG's got hard. I think it's Real Madrid they got, you know. I think so.
Yeah, Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, yeah, they got Real Madrid.
Mbappe, so the Mbappe derby, as I'm going to call it, him against his future employers. So yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
But Mbappe, I think to be honest with you, Mbappe has to lead PSG because let me tell you why. If he wants to win World Player of the Year, he's not going to win World Player of the Year at PSG. No disrespect. In the French league,
if he led them to their first ever Champions League,
then 100%. Maybe.
And because of course the year when France won the World Cup
2018,
if PSG had done well in the Euros,
in
European Champions League, I think he would have been the closest shout.
That's for the World Cup this year, later this year as well.
But you know,
I feel he'll win it more. You know, for example, all the players who go to the top 2 teams in Spain, they always win World Player of the Year. Like you got when.
No, I agree, but I do feel like being able to say you were the one to let PSG win their first ever one.
That's
legendary status there, isn't it?
That would go a long way. Back to Arsenal. This is the last thing on Arsenal. We're going to move on.
Okay.
But like I said, I find it, the striker situation, it could be viewed as a crisis. I think we need to buy someone. However, on the flip side, I think it presents an excellent and exciting opportunity for the 2 brothers, Lacazette and Nketiah. Because at the end of the day, it's a win-win for all parties. They are both out of contract in the summer. There's talk that we might offer Lacazette a new deal. Maybe not. Okay. But they're both out of contract. They both want to get a new club. Nketiah turned down deals all over the place. Crystal Palace, I think what came for him in the window, turned him down.
Newcastle as well.
Newcastle looked at him. I think there was a deal in the summer he had with some other club turning that. But like clubs have looked at him.
Yeah.
Clearly, there's a valuation him and his agent have in mind that they want to get in terms of wages, whatever, maybe assurances of playing time. This is an opportunity for you to prove that you're that guy. If both of them can hit 10 goals, we've got 17 games left.
Yeah.
If they can both get 10 goals,
that's 20 goals
each, and fire us to the Champions League, I don't mind if they leave because it's a win-win for everyone. But for us to so that's for me. I'm kind of like, and I'm glad like I'm looking at it up from like the other side. It's like I feel like it's a massive opportunity for them to prove, okay, you know, we've got it to get that move. Because otherwise, no one's gonna buy you. Okay, you're free, but who's? I mean, Leon will take Lacazette back always. But where's Nketiah gonna go? Bro, are you gonna go Championship?
Of course.
No,
even on a free, like who would take you on a free?
He went to Leeds in the Championship and they didn't want him. They sent him back.
Well, which Prem team would take him on a free? Brentford maybe.
Yeah, Brentford maybe if they stay up.
And also depending on what they do about their strike situation.
With Tony in it.
Burnley. How much went to Burnley?
Huh?
He went to Burnley.
Who?
I mean, Burnley survived that. I mean, that's a place for him. But again, you know, I think Palace would have been a good move because of how they play football.
And they got the young players as well around him.
But the way they create chances,
he will score loads of goals.
And to learn under.
I personally feel Nketiah is looking for a huge signing on fee. That's why I think he doesn't want to sign. That's why he doesn't want to left in the window. So who's signing on fee he's looking for?
I think it's also the wages. Yeah, he probably wants to go to a club where he's going to be the main guy. But for me, you look at his numbers.
What about Newcastle? Newcastle might want him in the summer if they stay up.
No, in the summer Newcastle will go for bigger and better.
If they survive, they'll go hard. They're going to go hard.
This was the window for him to go there. The issue is they've got Wood. They've brought in
that striker from France, isn't it?
That Bruno guy, Bruno something. Guimaraes or something.
Oh, Guimaraes, the midfielder.
Yeah.
Did they buy another striker?
They bought another striker on deadline day.
I can't remember who it is.
It's some French guy.
They got two centre backs.
Dan Burn went there.
Dan Burn.
Dan Burn's a good player. Yeah, Matt Target on loan.
They've been busy.
That's right.
So I think that's the key thing. Like that would have been the place to go to. So, but at the end of the day, that ship has sailed, hasn't it? Like you have to be very proactive if you're gonna take opportunities that come your way. No, they didn't get him.
Didn't they get the striker?
I don't think so.
They got him, man. I saw they got him on deadline day.
I think it fell through.
It fell through. There's a striker from one of them teams in France.
No, they did lose out on one player.
It fell through.
Okay.
Because it's Guimaraes, Wood, and
Dan Burn.
And Matt Target.
And Matt Target.
Matt Target's alone.
Yeah. That's it.
I
They didn't get
think
the
I think
guy.
Newcastle will stay up anyway with them players anyway.
that's
Because
a
Dan
good
Burn is very. They need a centre back. I think Lascelles and Dan Burn will be solid together.
That's a good defense.
Target's a good left back. Trippier right back. That's solid, man.
I'm thinking he went to QPR. Or is it,
Ramirez is a good
Jeff
player.
Hendrick.
Jeff Hendrick on QPR.
Yeah, go loan. No,
Okay.
pushing for promotion. So
Yeah,
that's a bad
I think
shout.
QPR will do well. They'll go up this season, hopefully.
Yeah, he's hoping.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that deal fell through. I think it was like just didn't get the paperwork done in time.
Oh,
But yeah, so that's just the way it goes, really. So I mean, moving on from Arsenal, I think it's an opportunity for them too, and we'll see how they do.
Next game.
Christian Eriksen's back, Brentford.
Wow.
Let's do some positive Brentford news to start off with. Then we can talk about Ivan Toney and his discombobulation. You know, I'm pretty certain that Dave had a lyric about this. You know, don't lose the bag chasing Nyash. But anyway, yeah, Eriksen's back. We'll see how that. I mean, obviously, their owner is. I think one of the owners is Danish, so it makes sense.
and the man
Thomas Frank.
Thomas Frank
Frank.
managed him in the under 17s
Yeah.
for Denmark. So yeah,
So it's good to have him back in the league.
Yeah.
I think he will give them that little extra bit of quality.
and they'll stay up now.
Were they in trouble of being?
They're 13th in the
They're
table, near the bottom now.
They're
Oh no, they're 14th, so 23 points. Yeah, I mean, okay, so then he should help them stay up.
hovering. They're hovering. Is a word.
Place to be.
But I honestly feel that if you can get them to stay up this season, they might offer him a longer contract, innit?
Yeah, I mean, there's that. I also think just for the fact of what he went through. I mean, I hope that he's because obviously in Italy they weren't going to play him because
No.
their rules are a bit different.
Yeah.
But I hope he's all well, and I hope he's he can come back and just perform because at the end of the day you want to have the best players playing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And he's always been a very talented player. He's always been a player that, like, at the time when he was at Ajax, I felt like we should have been a bit more forthright. I mean, Overmars did recommend him and then we turned a blind eye for some dumb reason. But Arsenal, the gift that keeps on giving. But yeah, so I hope he comes back in and performs well. Ivan Toney, footballers and social media. I think, you need to be very wise about what you do online and also have a bit of self-control. Like that other brother who we're not talking about today.
Nope.
Who has no self-control or respect or manners or dignity. All he has now is a good trim because his trim used to be dead, but now it's good. But who cares anymore? Anyway, unlike that waste man, what was going on with that level of why? This is your club. They pay your wages
And they love you, man.
and you're swearing about F Brentford. Are you feeling all right? Matthew, what do you feel about that? Is he feeling all right?
Look, this is what I tell when I'm at work, when I tell these kids on social media. It's like, we got to be so careful because nothing is sacred no more. Like, especially in this generation right here, somebody will find it and they're going, don't think that they won't post it. That's just what we do. But even before even getting into that, what was going through your mind? I mean, you were lauded last year at Brentford. You were the top record scorer in the Championship. And, hitting everything that came your way. You've come up to the Premier League. You've done well. You've done well. You've risen to the occasion. What? I don't know what he's thinking. I honestly don't know.
I think he was very taken aback by the possibilities of, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said, chasing Nyash. You need
Whatever.
to have your composure.
I mean, did you not see what happened to Lukaku not that long ago? Did you not see what happened?
I know he's on holiday, but come on, man. It's not every day.
Mate.
Just because a girl says, "Hey, do this," you don't have to follow.
You don't do it. Then she's not paying you. At the end of the day, she's not. Oh, mate, he's tail between your legs. Honestly, I honestly can't comment or speculate because this is not something I would do. I honestly can't.
But yeah, I mean, it's just a bit of a weird week, isn't it? I mean, when you heard about it, Craig, what do you think? I mean, you were saying, do you think he was looking to leave? Do you think play for Saturn?
I think so. I think he's seen the opportunity to move on, but he should stay at Brentford because stay until the end of the season at least. Show them that respect because they gave you a chance. When Newcastle got rid of you, you were in the lower leagues. You're playing for Peterborough. No disrespect to Peterborough, they're good. They're very good with their young players like this. If you do well at Peterborough, they sell you on for big money. So credit to him, he got a big move to Brentford, and he did well at Brentford in the Championship. Top scorer, broke the record in the Championship. Came to the Premier League, did well, and then now you're going to turn around because I work at Brentford. And Brentford's a good stadium, very nice stadium. It's a small stadium, but it's very nice, and all the staff there are very nice. So And whenever you go there, it's like a family stadium, innit? It's a family club. So him saying that, a lot of fans must be very upset.
I'd be fuming.
I'm very upset, and I feel
livid.
that you know what, like he should apologize.
He did apologize.
No, he didn't apologize properly. He might have did a statement. That's not apology. He should have gone.
He needs to do a video.
He needs to do a video.
So he should get the girl and a video together.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean it.
No, but on true saying that, no, but I'm being serious. Like, no, on serious note, if he's genuinely sorry, he should have done a proper statement and with a video saying, you know what, maybe I was a little bit drunk, or maybe I was not even make excuses with what he said. He should just be like, you know what, I shouldn't have said what I said. I didn't mean it. And be genuine, and people can see if he's lying or not.
If he's genuine
or not.
Yeah, but Travis Scott tried that and he was rubbing his head too much. So it's a tricky one.
Tony's not Travis Scott, isn't it? So
yeah,
we hope so.
He cut the hair off as well, so he's Travis Scott no more. Yeah, I mean it's a big one. I mean, like, you know, it's been a week of controversial things happening in the world of football. I feel like Ivan Toney's situation is like the of everything that's happened. It's like light in comparison to other things, which you know, we're just not really going to get into today, because at the end of the day, you know, it used to mean something playing for Manchester United, but apparently it doesn't mean much anymore. So, moving on from them, we always talk about Newcastle. They've done some good stuff this window.
Really good stuff.
They've got a competent defense now. I think with Target, who can come in at left back, and Dan Burn. I think there were rumours that they were going to unregister a couple of players from their squad because of numbers. Obviously, they already have Trippier at right back. So they got Lejeune joined as well on loan. So I feel like that's a whole new back line to start off there. They also got in Mutu.
Mutu?
Yeah.
There's only one Mutu I know.
Hey? Oh no, sorry. I'm reading. Hold on a second. Let me take back that Lejeune comment. I'm reading from the previous season. This this is not 2002. Yeah, that's the old year. Let me update this information.
I was going to say Mutu. No,
yeah, they don't have him. Anyway, yeah, so they've got a brand new backline of obviously Target, Burn, Trippier, and just those three. And then they can pick one of the other guys to stick with them. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play. Obviously, they got Guimaraes, who was heavily linked to Arsenal. And I felt like there was a lot of shade thrown in his announcement video, like talking about Arsenal this, Arsenal that, Eddie's, you know, prize target or whatever. I felt that was a bit like childish. Like, it's every day mention Arsenal, unless if you really want to come. But looking at what they've done now, do you feel like they've got the pieces in place now to make that survival
100%. Dan Burn's a very good defender. I like him. I know he's quite tall and he'd be good at set pieces. He's a good defender. They've got Trippier
as well up front.
Yeah, Trippier. And they've got Mark Target's a good Premier League defender. He's not a bad defender. He's very solid.
And so he's got goals in him as well.
So I think if I was the manager, I'll play Lascelles, the captain, and Dan Burn together. Trippier right back, Target left back. That's a solid back four. And the goalkeeper's good as well. The decent keeper. Centre mid, I'll play Guimaraes with John Joe Shelby and Joe Willock. That's a good midfield. Good midfield three. Play three in midfield. Out wide you play Maximum. And then right you will play who would I play on the right?
Well, in terms of their squad, they've left out Jamal Lewis, Isaac Hayden, and Kieran Clark. They've unregistered them from their squad for the 25, so they won't be playing any part of the rest of the season. On the
right, I'll play that guy. I like that winger, Jacob Murphy. I think he's a good winger. Yeah. I think he's better than whoever they got, or maybe Ryan Fraser would be a good one. Ryan
Fraser ain't bad, you know.
Ryan Fraser's a good Premier League player. He's a good player.
Doesn't he play on the left though, Ryan Fraser?
But then what about Maximum? What would you place on Maximum? If you've already got Chris Wood, you've got Chris
Fraser
Wood
on the right.
Yeah, put Fraser on the right and put Maxim on the left. Yeah. And then you put Chris Wood up front. That's a solid team.
Not even bad, you know.
That's a solid team. So, and then all I have to do now is like try and create chances for Chris Wood. He will start scoring goals.
Yeah,
he will score goals.
He'll be like that because he's quite tall.
Yeah, he's quite tall.
He could be like the linchpin.
And he's good with headers as well. So get him in the kick the ball in the box quickly.
Focal point.
Yeah, focal point. Callum Wilson will come back from injury soon. So then they're good. They'll be all right. If they get clicking,
They'll be all right.
Here's an interesting question for you, Matthew. Do you remember I think we talked about player streaks, don't forget. Yohan Cabaye. Do you feel like Bruno Guimaraes, his signing, will have that level of impact? Because Yohan Cabaye, for me, at Newcastle was balling out.
Those knees, mate. He had some tricks in him. He had some tricks. Local Yedding boy as well, mate. Oh, what a guy. Could he have the same effect? It seems to be like a fun effect going on at Newcastle because they've only got it with St. Maximin and, with him as well in that kind of midfield attacking kind of way. It's possible. It's very, very possible. They've made, I think, and to go along with that, it's their intent showing in this window. They have signed 4 or 5 players. Yeah. They've also let go of players that they've offload free. Hendricks on loan to QPR, who is another team pushing for promotion. You can't say that they've not done this. It's not just like what they've done and just splashed a whole load of players like what Norwich and Fulham used to do. They've actually been quite sensible. So they've actually gone for players who've played in the league, like especially defense. I think there's nothing like a Premier League defender. In every other position, you can take from other leagues, but in defense, Premier League is like, especially when the Survivor, I think Premier League is kind of recommended.
And the other thing with that is every single, like, of their signings, Target, Burn,
yeah,
and in particular Wood, all 3 of them have played for teams that have had to fight for survival.
Yes.
So they know what it takes. They know what it takes.
They know. So they've got like those players to do there. With like the Guimaraes to Maximin, it just gives a little bit more freedom to go ahead, do what they do. We've already seen what Sir Maximin can do. And can you imagine next to Guimaraes, it's going to be like watching Samba right in the middle of the pitch. It's going to be
interesting.
It's going to be really, really interesting. It's going to be already the prospect. Obviously, on paper, yes, it sounds great. We'll still see this on the pitch, but it's looking like a really exciting prospect being and playing for Newcastle
and if
United.
They stay up, considering what they've done this window, next summer they could really be a problem for a lot of teams.
They could shake up the Premier League.
Because if you're a team, because at the end of the day, we know the strikers market is not the best anyway. And if they look to add in a younger striker in the summer to go alongside Wood and Wilson, if they want to get like a third one, someone that will be like a quality player but developing, it could be interesting. Especially for clubs like Arsenal who will need to buy at least 2. So moving on from all of that, let's talk about the Championship. We've got lots happening down there. It's always like a bit of a minefield to keep up with the Championship table because every week is changing. QPR are fourth, 51 points. They're behind Bournemouth from 52. Not that I don't dislike Bournemouth, but they've been here before. If they're going to come up this time, they need to stay up. Fulham and Blackburn leading the top 2 places. So happy with one of those teams, not the other. I'm not going to say which one. You can guess that for yourselves. But I think it's going to be interesting to see who comes up as the 3. I would love it if Huddersfield, because they are 5th right now, could make it up. I know QPR also would be quite nice to have, bring them back in the league to refresh it up.
They need to, man. QPR needs to come back financially. They need the money, man, because obviously their owner, I don't know if it's the same guy, Tony Fernandez. I think the club needs money, and they got some good young players as well coming through.
Not bad.
They got that Moroccan guy. He's good, man. And Chris Willock is doing well there now, ex-Arsenal.
Yeah.
And they got, who else have they got? They got that winger who was in the African Cup of Nations.
I should know this because
he's very good, isn't he?
I work in QPR.
Yeah, the black guy.
I should know him. Ilias Chair. That's the one.
Yeah, he's baller. Him. The goalkeeper's quite good. The black guy.
Sonny Dieng.
Yeah, he played in the African Cup of Nations.
He's gone to the final.
Oh yeah,
he's gone to the final.
And of course, them getting Hendrick on loan, that's good because that's that Premier League experience. Yeah. And someone who could just has that bit of quality that can just help them get over the edge. And for him, he would want to go there, help them up, and show Newcastle, look, I got something to offer, and I want to fight for my place next season. So it's a lot of win-wins. I feel like it's a lot of win-wins there. And hopefully QPR come up because Loftus Road, that's a Premier League stadium.
It is.
That's a small stadium. It's not Loftus Road anymore. It's Kyan Prince Stadium.
Kyan Prince Foundation Stadium.
Yeah. It's a small stadium, but it's for the Premier League. It's
very tight, innit?
It's in there. Small, like what Brentford used to be.
And you need that. You need that. Ever since we left Highbury, it's not been the same.
No, the atmosphere's not been the same at the Emirates, man. To be honest with you,
that kind of.
I never went to a game at Highbury, but I always used to see it. It was just. It's just the way how everything was just
so the fans are on your back. Missed that, man. Missed that. So it's gonna be interesting. I mean, like the championship, like I said, we'll keep an eye on how that's going over the next weeks and months. We'll see whether the top 2 changes and if it looks a bit more favourable for me. And if not, then I will just have to just.
I read a stat somewhere in the paper saying that of all the top leagues in the world, I think Fulham are actually the highest scorers in like European football or something.
They scored loads of goals.
Their goal return is crazy, and apparently they're only like 3 or 4 behind Man City's record of a few years ago.
Wow.
Their scoring record is not to be like.
And who's their manager? That
Marco
guy.
Silva.
See?
Marco Silva.
Wow.
He's a good manager though. I thought he was a good manager.
Everton,
yeah.
Hull, I think was he at Southampton?
No.
No, but he was at them too. So
I feel that maybe when there's at those clubs, he didn't really like have the confidence. Like, but I feel like Fulham now, he's found the right club from at the right time.
Yeah.
So now he's doing his thing in it. So hopefully they get up this season, but they have to stay in the Premier League. They can't be going up and down, up and down.
Be no
yo-yo club, man.
Yeah.
We don't want to be the West London version of Fulham, innit?
Norwich.
Not the West London version of Norwich. Sorry, Norwich. Yeah. Not Fulham, Norwich. Yeah.
My final point today is going to be on, obviously, goals. Goals. We know that Lacazette and Nketiah need to get a lot of goals. But right now, Mo Salah is leading the pack nicely, comfortably. 16 goals, 9 assists. Behind him is his teammate Jota with 10 goals and 1 assist. And behind them is Vardy with 9. Then it's a whole bunch of people with 8 goals, headed up by Mikel Antonio. No Lukaku, nowhere to be seen. A bit surprised by that.
Very
disappointed.
Do
you see anyone catching Salah? Do you think it's his golden boot now?
His golden boot.
And how many goals do you think he'll get in total?
If he comes back from African Cup of Nations, maybe a winner. You never know. If they win tonight.
Because I believe there's about 70. Well, no, Arsenal have 17 games left. I think Liverpool might have
a bit more. How many goals? Salah's got 16. How many is he ahead of Jota?
So they got
10.
6 to Liverpool have 16 more games to go.
I personally feel that
he's got 6 goals on Jota.
I personally feel that if Salah continues the way he continued this season, he can get 20 to 30 goals if he continues at the rate he's scoring.
Can we just say that it's actually quite Jota in there as well? That's really impressive.
But Jota's always been a good player though.
Jota's a baller,
and it's just a shame Liverpool are second. I mean, Man City are top and they don't have their top goal scorer.
It's not Jack Grealish. He's not got a lot of goals at all.
It's Raheem Sterling with 7.
That is...
But
7 goals. That shows you how they've got the goals spread. But also, if they had a striker...
But Sterling needs to get back into double numbers because the last 2 seasons he's been playing for City.
He's got time.
His goal scoring has been very...
He's got time.
I'm not criticising him.
He's not played a lot though.
I know he hasn't played a lot either, but now hopefully Pep will give him more minutes and he will score. He will give him his confidence. He will score more goals. He's a bloody good player, man. So start out Sterling, innit?
I don't think anyone's gonna catch Salah. I can see Mane getting more, but I can see Salah easily here.
Mane.
Mane's got 8 right now. So
I personally feel that new guy's gonna give him a challenge though. Lucas Diaz, the Colombian player. They got from Porto. He's a good player.
He's his long-term
replacement.
Successor.
Yeah. I think I can see Salah getting 25.
25, 30.
No, he
25.
didn't.
Yeah, they signed him. They signed him from
from Porto.
Yeah, from Porto.
49 mil.
He's from Colombia. Very good player.
How old is he?
Huh?
How old is he?
I think he's 24. Is he 24?
Yeah, he's young.
23, 24. Right?
I don't think the deal went through, you know.
It did. I saw him with the Liverpool shirt on. It did go through.
That's one of the big deals. That
was a big deal.
What deal fell through? Because someone went to buy a player and it also... it was someone was trying to buy someone for the Championship.
Yeah, Championship.
Was it Tottenham?
I can't remember.
Someone had a deal that... It might... I don't know.
Liverpool did try to sign Carvalho.
No, it was Liverpool, you're right. Liverpool
Carvalho,
he said
that fell through, yeah.
But they'll get him in a summer on a free anyway. They have to buy a tribunal, isn't it? So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's the non-league player that turned down Tottenham.
That's embarrassing.
And Adama Traore.
No, but the worst one is the non-league player because obviously you can become a professional footballer.
Mate,
I top them. I might have said no. That's funny.
Hey, look, if I have to compare signing no one versus getting turned down by a non-league player, I'll take signing no one.
That is actually so funny.
So Matthew, you're telling me you want to be a footballer and your Tottenham said they're going to sign you, you're going to tell them no?
I'll tell them go to the toilet and never come back.
That goes for sure, innit? That nobody likes Tottenham, innit?
Man, go for a slash. Find myself out. Oh my god!
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it all pans out. Do you see Lukaku hitting 10 goals this season?
How many has he got so far again?
Let's actually have a check. I have a feeling it's not a lot.
It's not
4 or
many.
5. I
I
think
it's
it's got 4 or 5. Yeah, 4 or 5. Not a lot.
Go on. 4 or 5.
amount of
It's
money
4 or
you spent
5.
for
It's
him.
4 or 5. It's 4 or 5. I know
4 or
it's 4 or
5
5.
or 6. 4, 5
I
or
know.
6. 5.
He'll
5
get.
goals.
He'll get 10. He'll get it.
And
5 past Burnley.
5
No.
in the league.
But bro, like I
8
think
goals in total this
but
season.
that's
So you
a
could get 10.
that's a poor return for the amount of money he spent for him. He should be into double figures by now. The amount of chances he's missed.
Right. What time? It's all good.
So
No, Matthew,
hopefully-
you have to be realistic, yeah. You paid an awful lot of money for him. Not like you paid like 20 million. You paid how much you paid for him?
We had 98 mil.
If I'm getting paid for 98 mil, I should be going for top scorer award, not scoring 5 goals and thinking that's good. That's poor.
You know the funny thing is though, he's not even competing
Hey,
necessarily.
Lacazette's got 3.
He's not even necessarily competing
And
with
Lacazette-
strikers. He's
And
competing with
Lacazette has been playing so many games and he's only got 3. That's pathetic.
Embarrassing.
You know what's funny
Embarrassing.
So
with-
both of them. It's just
Yeah.
with
embarrassing.
Lukaku's actually, the worst thing is he's not even competing with other strikers. He's competing with our fullbacks. Remember that time where they were both out and our fullbacks were doing the business?
And isn't the fullback still the top scorers now? Reece James and the other
Reece
guy,
James, Chilwell, like-
and the other guy, the right back, Reece James.
Yeah, Reece James got a few. He got a few in. Chilwell got a few in. Who else got a few in?
The other guy, Aspilicueta, innit?
Aspie scored a few. Jorginho scored, obviously, like with penalties. and
Kante
stuff.
scored.
Kante has scored. He has.
And the other guy scored for you as well. Ziyech has been scoring
Fucking,
recently.
he's been scoring really.
Some screamers as
That
well.
one against Tottenham.
That was a banger. I was at the game. I was working at it. I saw it on the TV. I was like, wow.
He has that
Yeah.
in his locker. And the best thing is,
yeah.
it was against Tottenham, which is always good.
The rival, innit? We got to play you soon as well.
No, they postponed the game because of Club World Cup.
Oh.
It was meant to be in about 2 weeks' time. But
Yeah, I know
no,
we're supposed to play you soon. But
Club World Cup
if
going
we end
away.
the season, we'll play you then.
Yeah, probably.
Hopefully we can beat you.
Battle
But
for the
I
top.
doubt it though.
Battle for the top 4.
Yeah, be battle for the top 4, hopefully.
Scaring
Yeah.
us with Nketiah coming down the line.
Well, like I said, it's an opportunity for him.
It's an opportunity.
And if him and Lacazette look at this as like, look, we want to get a nice move to a big club or another club that's going to pay us the wages that we think we deserve, and then if they perform, I think everyone will be surprised. So
Last chance saloon.
that's it. This
Yeah,
is their last chance. This is their last dance.
Of course.
And, you know, Amazon, all I got to say is you guys hit the jackpot this season. All that content you've produced from Arsenal Football Club, I'm telling you, it might win an Emmy. It might win an Emmy.
Trust me. No joke.
That's
Clive's
what
not joking.
that's
I'm being
what
serious.
we-
I'm being
that's
serious.
what
Yeah.
Well,
It's gonna be jokes.
there's one thing we can definitely say with Arsenal. If they don't win trophies, they may not win trophies this year because we ain't going to win any trophies this year. But
We've got good entertainment.
we've got great entertainment. And just remember, guys, there are no fools or horses in this football race.
Plonkers.
Have a great rest of the day. We'll see you guys the next time around. This is us signing out.
Save.
Peace.